The Mystara project is proud to present Part 10 of the Characters of Mystara series. In this video we shall take a look at Abu-Ghabar, the Mad Warlock. Abu-Ghabar was introduced in the 1992 mini-adventure module, The Jade Hair, as the chief antagonist. We are not provided with his full background, but he appears to be in his 50s. He was possibly born into a blacksmithing family in the town of Fabia and part of the Hazar Awazim tribe. His father, Al-Yub, is now retired, and his mother, Tagrid, died of starvation in AC 965. His eldest brother, Reza, was a horse trainer who went missing in AC 993. His other older brother, Farka, was a sailor who died in AC 998 of brain fever. He has two older sisters, Samara and Abi, and a younger sister, Hajar. Abu-Ghabar was born as Alam bin Al-Yub. He worked in the family's blacksmithy, but was dissatisfied with this career. His high intelligence drew him to books. One of his favorite books told of fabled treasures of the Alasiyan desert. However, one day he went against his principle of not trusting others and lent this book to a neighbor. He never saw the neighbor, nor the book again. Livid with himself, Alam vowed to be less open-minded with others in the future. In Fabia he learnt Thaiation to assist him to read foreign books. It was in one of these Thaiation books that he learnt of the power of arcane magic. He eventually saved enough dinars to be able to afford to join the Sorcerer's Guild and learn magic. Alam progressed in the guild, learning more spells and began experimenting with alchemy using desert dusts as components. His colleagues were amused and mockingly referred to him as Abu-Ghabar, the father of dust. Abu-Ghabar became more and more obsessed with the magical treasures of the Emirates. He decided to leave Fabia and travel the wilderness seeking these treasures. In his travels he came across some caves containing a spring in the highlands of Dithystina. The caves were uninhabited, except for bats, giant crab spiders, fire beetles, giant centipedes, giant rats, yellow mold and the occasional ghoul. Abu-Ghabar managed to convince a local bugbear chieftain, Balgorok, to be his lieutenant. Balgorok intimidated some goblins and a hobgoblin cook to serve him. The goblins extended the cave system by excavating living and working chambers for the Mad Warlock. They carved dining tables from local wood and built a well. Abu-Ghabar had read books on gargoyle training, so when he came across a young gargoyle, he was able to train it as a pet and treasure guard. Abu-Ghabar has tried to make potions, but has failed at his attempt so far, including potions of healing, invisibility, and levitation. In need of funds and activity to keep the goblins engaged, Abu-Ghabar sent his humanoids under Balgorok's leadership to raid caravans. The raids have been successful, yielding crossbow bolts and short swords from a waylaid elven trader, and rugs and coins from other caravans. Abu-Ghabar occasionally visited the village of Dar el-Tamia 10 miles away on the caravan route, when supplies from the trader Yusuf ibn Ahmed were delayed. He learned of the village's idol, the Jade Hair. Intrigued, he undertook research, which led him to believe that there was more to this idol than the villagers were aware. On the 1st of Caldmont AC 999, Abu-Ghabar offered to buy the idol from the village's relic keeper, Abdullah. Abdullah refused, telling the Mad Warlock, whom he did not recognize, that it was priceless. Abu-Ghabar left empty-handed. On the 28th of Caldmont AC 999, some of Abu-Ghabar's goblins raided Dar el-Tamia. Unusually, they were only interested in taking the Jade Hair, and left the poor village relatively unharmed. The goblins returned with the idol and Abu-Ghabar started studying it. The hobgoblin cook started preparing rabbit stew, to celebrate. Abu-Ghabar's personality traits are dominated by his distrust of others. He is cowardly, with spells and magic items to aid his escape through a secret tunnel, should his base be invaded and his morale fails. Whilst he is prepared to explore peaceful avenues initially, he is quick to turn to violence if he is not getting his way. He is surprisingly reverent, after abandoning the eternal truth for another philosophy, possibly that of the Magian fire worshippers. Abu-Ghabar is a 4th-level magic user. In addition to his native Alasiyan, he has learnt the Thaiation tongue in Fabia and has more recently picked up Goblin. Although he is rather cowardly, his morale of 9 indicates he does not flee readily, sometimes invisibly withdrawing to heal, before choosing his moment to take revenge. He has average ability scores, except for his 170 IQ and below average charisma. To his humanoid minions, his charisma is 14. Working in the family business, Abu-Ghabar learnt blacksmithing and how to set traps. At the Sorcerer's Guild, he learnt alternate magics, magical engineering, and alchemy. Observing his brother train horses in conjunction with reading a Thaiatian book on training gargoyles, the Mad Warlock developed the skill to train gargoyles, albeit only at 45% proficiency, compared to 85% proficiency in his other general skills. He has basic weapon mastery of the dagger and staff. With 10 hit points, Abu-Ghabar relies on his minions and magic to survive. He has learnt these spells. If alerted to danger, he likes to cast Shield prior to entering combat. His go-to spell is Web, to capture enemies, or to stop the enemies from closing. His next spell is usually Magic Missile. If things are going badly, he casts Invisibility. Being chaotic in nature, he sometimes swaps Magic Missile for Charm Person. Abu-Ghabar wields a dagger +1 in combat after he has exhausted his offensive spells. He has a potion of healing and a spell scroll. His treasure room, guarded by his pet gargoyle, contains coins in all 5 denominations, his spellbook, 4 rugs worth 100 GP each, and the jade hair wrapped in a silk sheet. Abu-Ghabar is designed to be the chief antagonist in the Jade Hair adventure for first-level characters. With his spell scroll containing invisibility spells and his secret tunnel, he could well escape and plot revenge on the adventurers. He could turn into a recurring villain, gaining power as the adventurers do. He could be independent, or working for a larger organization, perhaps the Magian Fire Worshippers or Barrymore. This concludes our look at Abu-Ghabar, the Mad Warlock of the Emirates.